You know when a sports manga is good, when it's able to keep your interest despite you not giving a flying about the sport itself. When it's able to convey beautiful and fluid plays despite it being a couple of still images. And when it's able to take every common sports manga trope and throw them into the trash. That is what Blue Lock does. It's 2018 and Japan has just been eliminated from the World Cup. The old suit and ties at the Japan Football Association are all content with losing as long as they're able to make a profit off the national team. But you, the bold and ambitious new member, are tired of seeing your country lose. So you devise a plan to manufacture the ultimate striker. One that is capable of leading Japan to a World Cup trophy. You build this prison-like facility, hire this crazy guy with a bowl cut as your coach, and invite 300 young promising forwards to participate in this project. You then force them to compete against each other in order to weed out the weak and create the most self-centered, arrogant player that you can. This is because that player will be the one to usher in a new golden age of soccer for Japan. If that short summary wasn't enough and you want a better idea of what Blue Lock is like, then take your generic shonen soccer manga and fuse it with a thrilling battle royale survival story. Forget the idea of the main character being the new kid in high school. Forget him or her enrolling into the school soccer club. There's no losing at the inter-high tournament just to come back and win at the Spring Cup. Instead, imagine the characters being locked up in a prison-like facility where they're forced to live, eat, and breathe soccer. Their performance dictates their quality of life in the facility. Those with outstanding marks are able to eat the highest quality meats, while the losers are forced to eat scraps. While the highest ranking players are revered and targeted, those on the bottom have their dreams crushed. It truly is a dog-eat-dog world. So now that you know how the setting of Blue Lock is different, let's talk about its core theme. Teamwork, friendship, selflessness. You see these concepts used repeatedly throughout tons of sports mangas. But Blue Lock makes it a point right away to completely crap on this ideology. While Japan may have excellent organizational skills and team unity, this has done nothing for them but produce a second-rate soccer team. To quote the bowl cut himself, soccer at its core is all about scoring the most goals, even at the expense of your own teammates. Now, while this way of thinking is definitely up for debate in real life, I'm very appreciative to see such a fresh new outlook in manga, especially a shonen one. I think it's super entertaining to see each character trying to clutch the winning goal themselves rather than passing to a wide open teammate. They have all either been scorned by a teammate that's let them down, or they just genuinely believe that them shooting would result in the largest chance of their team winning. Either way, the manga places a large emphasis on becoming the ultimate egotist. As defined by Google, the ego is a person's sense of self-esteem. The manga is constantly saying that in order to become the best striker, you must be the most arrogant person on the field. Rather than talking yourself into being humble, you must give in to that greedy, hungry beast known as your ego. You must feed it, let it grow, and let it become you. Only then will you have the confidence to make the shots at the most critical moments. And to be honest with you, I can see how this way of thinking can be applicable in real life. Now, I'm not saying that you should tell your teammates to fuck off and that you should try to take all the glory for yourself, especially in a team sport like soccer. But imagine this, the score is all tied up and there's only a few seconds left on the clock. Rather than being the one to make the decision on whether to pass the ball or not, the decision has already been made for you. A teammate passes you the ball and now the team's hopes and dreams are all riding on your shoulders. Do you have the confidence to make the shot? The ego that can lead your team to victory? Because if you have even a moment of self-doubt, then your chances of making that shot plummets drastically. Point is, in some strange, edgy way, the manga actually teaches you how to believe in yourself and that by doing so, you can achieve some amazing things. Now onto the characters. Each player really thinks that they're the main character of the story, that they're the star of their own movie. But out of all of the 300 players, only one could be the best. That means that 299 of them have to face the reality that they're not God's gift to the earth. I said before that it's super entertaining to see the characters try to clutch the shot themselves. This is because when they make the shot, it's extremely hype, and when they miss, it's hilarious to see their face of disbelief. A lot of the characters have gone through their whole lives as the best player around, and now they've just found out that they were just a big fish in a small pond. The author takes a lot of time to explore the backstories and motivations of each prominent player, and they also put a lot of thought on how to develop them after a loss. In fact, I would say that the author is masterclass at developing their characters. Take the main character, Isagi, for example. He starts off the story as a virgin Isagi who's happy to just be acknowledged by Ryosuke-chan. But after getting a taste of what Blue Lock is all about, he quickly realizes that he has to be willing to crush his opponent's dreams if he wants to further his own. He then turns into a Chad who would devour both teammates and enemies alike. But for real though, the author does an amazing job of keeping me intrigued in Isagi as well as the other characters, regardless if they win or lose. Okay, so what about the actual soccer matches themselves? Like I said before, you know a sports manga is good when it can keep your attention despite you not liking the sport. I've never been a huge fan of soccer. Despite me always wanting to like the sport, I guess I've just never been exposed to it enough. But Blue Lock has been able to rope me in despite my previous interest level. It does so through a series of action-packed games with extremely high stakes. I've always been a fan of the mindset, it doesn't matter if they score 99 points as long as we score 100. And with each team being composed of all strikers, we definitely see this throughout the games. All of the characters have very aggressive and distinct playstyles, which results in some immensely fun matchups. For example, in one game, you may see a character with an inhuman ability to trap the ball go up against a speedster who can blow past any defense. And then in another one, you may have a dribble phenom go up against a guy with a cannon for a foot. And the author is able to keep the games fresh by constantly changing the number of players. Some games may be 2v2, some may be 3v3, and others may be 5v5. The author will also constantly change the team comps. Players are continuously being rotated around and paired up with new teammates. This makes you intrigued in reading each match because you want to see if the new pairing of characters can result in something amazing. You want to see if the insane dribbler can work with the trapping master to produce what the manga would call a chemical reaction. A big part of the series is that in order to advance their skills, they must play with each other and devour each other's styles. And to circle back to my point about the games having high stakes, I say this because those who are kicked out of Blue Lock will lose any chance of pursuing a soccer career in Japan. It's stated early on that the top 5 players from Blue Lock will get a chance to play with Japan's under-20 national team while everyone else will be banned from ever joining. It's an emotional roller coaster to get so invested into a character just to see their hopes and dreams get crushed. And finally, the art. It's good. Seriously, there's not too much to say other than it's very pleasing to the eye. The panels are sharp, detailed, and exaggerated. The art gives life to the characters and makes the games feel all the more exciting. The author is very talented at providing eye-catching visuals to go along with their metaphors. They're somehow able to make these freaky, bug-eyed characters look like bona fide badasses. Alright guys, so that was my review on what is currently my favorite ongoing sports manga. Blue Lock was just able to grab me from its first chapter due to its unique concept of throwing your teammates away. Definitely give it a shot if you're looking for something different from your usual sports manga. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.